Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Perez, and I will be discussing JEDI issues facing Native Americans in business, while providing an examination of the causes preventing Native Americans equal representation in the business sector. To begin, I would like to point out that less than 1% of businesses in the United States are Native American owned. Native Americans are the most underrepresented people in the business sector, at a margin significantly lower than other minority communities. This brings me to my central question. What factors prevent Native Americans from starting their own businesses? I'll be examining the evidence and looking at a few examples which prove my point. For the first evidence, we have what I already mentioned, that Native American owned businesses comprise less than 1% of all businesses in the United States. Other minority groups comprise slightly over 28%, with Native Americans being the lowest. To look at some data here from the census, you can see that the percentage of Native American-owned businesses are significantly lower than all other races. Whites make up about 70%, Hispanics make up over 14%, Asians provide 6%, and African Americans another 6%. Native Americans only comprise 0.5% of all businesses in the United States. This is a huge disparity between other races and has significant implications. For my second evidence, historically and still to this day, Native Americans are at a disadvantage of receiving proper resources to succeed and create businesses. Lack of resources prevents a success mindset and opportunities to succeed. Now, for my final evidence, I can say that Native Americans who embrace their culture face a disadvantage of succeeding in the business world. Women with face tattoos and men with long hair are not seen as business professionals. I've attached some photos to illustrate what this cultural embrace may look like for some people. Now that I have provided evidence, I will talk about why this issue is important and why we should care in the business world. There are many reasons to care about injustices to Native Americans, but I have highlighted three here. The first is that Native Americans are as capable as any other ethnicity to start a business. There is a large pool of untapped potential. The second is that providing equitable resources for all is a necessity in this day, and the future will focus on equality. And finally, other cultures are starting to be given cultural considerations in the business field, and Native Americans should not feel ashamed for embracing their culture. Now that I have highlighted reasons why we should care about this problem, I will examine why these problems exist. Cause number one is that Native Americans have a long, tied history with systemic racism, which prevents a lack of access to resources and a sense of invisibility. Looking at some data, we can see some troubling statistics. Native Americans are more likely to be killed by police than people of any other race. Native women are 2.5 times more likely to be raped or sexually assaulted than any other ethnic group. Native youth have the lowest graduation rates of any racial group. Native American teens face the highest rate of suicide of any demographic in the United States. Natives are more likely to be incarcerated for minor crimes than any other race. All of these problems contribute to a system which oppresses the Native people and provides little opportunity to succeed. Our second cause is that Native Americans have a strong tie to their culture, and this can be looked down upon and cause discrimination. And finally, our third cause relates to the problem itself, which is that Native Americans lack the representation in the business field to show that there are possibilities for achieving success. Now that we have looked at the evidence and the causes for this problem, I will make some suggestions on what I believe can be done to help fix the problem. My first solution is creating awareness to the plight of natives and the institutional bars which prevent Native Americans from succeeding. As I mentioned before, invisibility is a big factor to the plight of Native Americans, and providing awareness is the first step in identifying and correcting these issues. The next solution is to empower those who embrace culture and do not question or discriminate based on cultural representation and identity. It is unfortunate that discrimination still happens, but by empowering those who embrace their identity, we are creating a better space for all. And my final solution is to create more opportunities to enable younger and older generations access to better education and healthcare so that there are more opportunities and inspirations to succeed. These systemic issues are built into the fabric of existence for Native people, and problems exist at every stage of life. By creating more opportunities and change for people at an earlier age, we are better able to set up and inspire success.